Monetize first-time visitors to your website with the power of a Tripwire. Find out how on today's episode. Today's episode is brought to you by ProWritingAid. Save thousands of dollars on an editor by using the best tool in the business at servemaster.com/ProWritingAid.
Are you tired of dealing with your boss? Do you feel underpaid and underappreciated? If you want to make it online, fire your boss and start living your retirement dreams now, then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Serve No Master Podcast, where you'll learn how to open new revenue streams and make money while you sleep. Presented live from a tropical island in the South Pacific by best-selling author Jonathan Green. Now, here's your host.
This is part 2 of the 1-2 punch of getting people to opt in and then getting people to buy the first time they visit your website combo. And so if you haven't listened to the previous episode, I recommend doing it so you get that foundation. If you've gone through that process, now you should have a free gift or something you're creating that's part of a funnel. You know what you want to sell behind your free gift, and you can easily sell it because it's something valuable. So you've done that part of the process. Great job. So now it's time, part 2. Let's make money. There's no better time to sell someone something than after they've already purchased from you. All of that language I used before about purchasing and bartering an email address and an email address having value is critical because it will change your life. It will radically alter how much money you make. If you don't see someone giving you their email address as a transaction, as a financial transaction, then you won't know that you're in the middle of a yes ladder. A yes ladder, which I talked about in previous episodes, and it's a traditional sales technique, is you get someone to say yes to something bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you like the color blue? Yes. Do you like my blue t-shirt? Yes. Do you like my blue fence? Yes. Do you want to marry me because I have blue eyes? Yes. It's an escalation each time you're asking for something bigger. And when someone has just purchased something from you, that's the time when they're absolutely most likely to purchase something more expensive from you. This is why every time you buy a product from a digital marketer or a direct response marketer, or if you call an infomercial to buy that $19.99 vacuum cleaner, guess what? They immediately go, okay, here's your credit card data, your order's on the way. By the way, we have this extra thing that could be amazing that's only $37. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's an upsell, right? So a Tripwire is really just an upsell behind a free gift because someone's already purchased from you. They're already in that mood. They've already done a transaction with you. That's why this is such a great moment. Just the best time to have a link to one of your products is on the very first email you send to them. Why? Because that's the email that gets the most. Transactional emails get opened far more than any other email you send. You want to see or know which email that I can send that gets the most opens? Here's your new password. Here are your login details. Nothing gets opened more than that. Think about it. If you buy something, you're going to open that email. If you grab a free gift, you're going to open the free gift email. The email the next day, most of you will open, but not all of you, and that's okay. Knowing that means that we want to take advantage of this. Not having a Tripwire in place is like going to a bar and getting your dream girl or your dream guy's phone number and then immediately walking away. This is a mistake that so many, at least men that I was friends with, made when I was in my 20s. You go to the bar, you talk to your dream, you get her phone number, and then you run away because you don't want to mess it up. And what does she immediately do? Talk to someone else. And then when you call her, I wish I didn't have to tell you guys this, but I've painted myself a new corner. Sometimes she says, I don't remember who you are. And when I say sometimes, almost all the time. That's happened to me hundreds of times. One of the many reasons I'm glad that I'm deeply married is it doesn't feel very good to not be remembered when you thought you'd closed the deal, but you haven't. So we have is the opt-in. Someone has opted in, give us an email address, which is a purchase in the form of a barter, but they've still given us something of value in exchange for something of value. Now they're in a buying mood. And because they're in a buying mood, we want to do the right thing. And we want to take advantage of the thank you part of the relationship. The thank you is what you say after someone's giving you your email address. And people expect it. Have you ever entered your email address on someone's website and then the page just reloads and nothing shows? You don't know if it worked? People hate that. Even if it did work and they could check their email address, they immediately assume it didn't and they get frustrated. So they expect a thank you message. So the first type of thank you message is just a message that pops up on the screen. It can be a little pop-up that says, thank you, your free gift is on the way. Simplest form of it. You can get more advanced and say, your free gift is on the way. This is the subject of the email address and will come from this email address. Have them search for it. That's level 1. That's what most people do when they're beginning because that's hard enough, right? It's a lot of work to create your free gift. If you actually finished the entire process from the previous episode, it was a lot of work. It's not easy. It takes hours to create a free gift and create a page that creates value. So you get that done and then you go, okay, now I'm going to start on my first product. It's going to take me a couple weeks to build it because I have a full-time job. I don't have so much time. But while I'm doing that, I'll just have the thank you message. The second version, the next iteration, is the thank you page. This is more advanced. Thank you so much for your purchase. Here's a picture of me smiling because I'm so glad. Or thank you so much for taking your free gift. Thank you so much for giving your email address. You can use whichever language you like as a picture of you smiling or holding a thumbs up or a cup of coffee to show that you're a coffee person. You never see me doing that because I don't drink coffee, but I do drink hot chocolate sometimes. So maybe I'll have a big foamy hot chocolate in my hand and it says, hey, I'm so glad to have you on board. Welcome to the tribe. I'm so glad to hang out with you. Here's what's going to happen next. When you go to your email, you're going to get an email that looks like this. Here's a screenshot of the email. And inside the email, say, hey, click here to download your free gift. And it's going to be a blue box. Click on that blue box. And in the screenshot, I'll have a red arrow pointed at the blue box to say what to do. By the way, what you might want to do is whitelist emails from me so that when I send you emails, they don't get sent to your spam folder or to your marketing folder. You can use your thank you page to get into the inbox, to improve the deliverability of your future emails. And that's a good use of a thank you page. This is a more advanced iteration. It's a little bit more work, but you're accomplishing three things. Number one, you're setting expectations. Number two, you're increasing the odds that people open that email. And number three, you're increasing the odds that they click the button to actually download your free gift, which confirms that they gave your real email address. And number four, if they'll actually do it, they can whitelist. And you can see I have a whitelist page on my website that has instructions on how to whitelist an email to make sure it doesn't go into spam folders, which will also increase your deliverability. So the thank you page accomplishes a lot. It's not a waste of time. It is a good use of effort. It's the next iteration. Our third iteration is the Tripwire page. And if you've taken a free gift from me, you've probably seen a Tripwire page. Whether I've invited you to join my tribe, or you've grabbed one of my ultimate swipe files, or my affiliate unicorn, which you talked about in the previous episode, or you just listen to the end of a podcast episode, you watch a YouTube video and you click the link and you go, oh, free gift, I'll take that. The next thing I show you is usually a blueprint. I call my Tripwires blueprints. Some people call them action plans, but I call them blueprints. And what you'll see is the beginning of the financial process. If I got your email address, awesome. Now, I'm not advanced enough. The tech I use doesn't take your email address and pre-fill it on the order form on the next page. I'm not quite there yet. Probably now that I finally have a developer working for me, that'll be something that's on the list. Now I've thought of it. I didn't think of it until right now. And I'll talk to him about adding it to a card on his task management board. And here's our Tripwire funnel. You have an offer that's in the $7 to $9 range. You can go as high as $19 or $19.95. That's something you can test. Different markets, a different number is appropriate here. In some markets, maybe a much higher number. But for the markets in which I've operated, which I have experience, Tripwires are under $20. I tend to keep mine under $10. Then you have a free gift. And usually I go 7, 27, 47, 147. Why? Because about 1 out of 100 people will go through the entire process. And what you're trying to do when you're looking at this from the business owner perspective is to increase how much every single visitor to your website is worth. So looking at big picture numbers, let's do some number structure here, right? Let's say 10% of the people who visit your website join your mailing list. And once they go through, of those people, how many of them then take your Tripwire offer? So let's say it's 10% again. That means if you have 100 visitors, you'll make $7 every single day. It's not bad. That's $2,100 automatically every year on autopilot from your website. That's nice. That's a foundation. So a visitor to your website, $7 out of 100 is worth 7 cents. Okay? Now, doing the uprates of these other ones is going to be complicated. But basically, if every 100 people, another one takes the 147 offer, it can double or triple the value. So now you can actually, just from that one person, they increase the value across your spectrum to like 21 cents, which means that over the course of a month, you're going to make 7 times 30. Let's call that $210. Every 3 months, you'll make an additional 147 from someone who takes that, or additional $50. So that means over time, your monthly take is not 210, it's 260. We're just trying to boost the value of your customers because some people take all that stuff and they'll love it. And that's what we want to do. Now, remember, we have to go back to that core foundational method. Everything you sell should be good. Everything you should sell should be really, really good. If you knew how many hours I put into my product creation and the agony I put into designing the slides and putting all the pieces together, making it beautiful, my free gifts are a sign of how important that is to me to give every customer the best experience possible. So keep that in mind, that that's an important part of the process. You actually are giving things that are worth more than you're selling for. When you have an entire funnel in place, it goes free gift, Tripwire offer, first upsell, second upsell, third upsell. So it goes free, 7, 27, 47, 147. Now, the 147, not necessary. You might find, okay, that you get a 1% conversion rate at 147 or a 2% conversion rate at 97. Well, the 97's better because out of 100 people, you make 30% more money. You're making 194 instead of 147. So that's some calculations you'll have to do. I'm trying to get better about that, doing that myself. So I'm constantly trying to get better at the numbers. I never thought anyone would take a 147 offer. Someone told me to do it. I said, okay, I'll offer some of my big courses there. You actually get four flagship courses that are normally $97 each for $147. So it's $400 in value for $150. That's a good value. And how do people know that value? Because that's the regular price. They can visit the regular sales page and check. What you don't want to do is leave money on the table. Like me, you want to make a living from your business. And one of the things that I've learned over the last few years in working with consultants and getting outside help is I'm growing Servant Master into a real flagship business. Okay? This has moved into the realm of a real concrete business that really has a structure and a team and SOPs and onboarding processes and all those things that make you feel corporate, just I don't have any ties because all of my shirts with buttons were eaten by moths or melted in our attic in the past year. I tried to get my winter clothes out recently. So I was going to go on a trip before the trip got canceled, and I discovered that my leather jacket was now a cube. It had melted into a cube. Probably wasn't real leather. So even though I don't have the accoutrement as far as dress of a corporation, we still have the financial structure and the business and the payroll every week and all the other things that make you into a corporate structure. And that means revenue is important. When I was talking to my team this week, I said we have to fix some conversion rate issues because that's how I pay your salaries. If we don't fix this issue, because sometimes people slow roll their work a little bit because they want to max out their hours. Guess what? You keep doing that, there's not going to be budget. You're going to be the first one on the chopping block. It's a great way to motivate your team, especially when it's true. Right now, we're in a season where customer values are plummeting. People are spending less money. They're being more conservative. People are withdrawing for the economy. The way to reverse that is to increase the number of people. If your customer value drops from $1 to 50 cents and you double your number of customers, you won't take a loss. You'll stay break even. You'll stay strong. Let's talk about the design of the Tripwire gift and the page, the Tripwire product. For me, the Tripwire product I have a strict set of rules. Now, you don't have to follow these rules, but you have to have your set of rules. When I give away a free gift, it's always pure text. If you take a free gift from me, doesn't matter how long it is, it's going to be text. It's never a video. It's never an audio file. Here's my escalation. Ebook or book, text. Level above that is audio. Level above that is video with slides. Level above that is video with live action with my face. So those are my 4 levels of escalation. As you go through my products and work your way up, you get more access to me and my identity. So at the lowest level, you get something I've written. So when I'm designing, as I taught in the previous episode, my free gifts, they're designed to be consumed in an hour. The Tripwire is designed to be consumed in 4 to 6 hours, or what I call an afternoon. And that's because sometimes I have Tripwires that are about email marketing, about affiliate marketing, about creating your first product. I have a new one coming out that's a mini Hydra system. That's actually, I've already dictated my part. It's actually with the transcription team and working its way through before we put it on the website. But all of that means that some take 4, some take 6, because there's a little bit of bandwidth, but that's what I try to aim for. Now, when you're going through one of my blueprints, you get audio. Sometimes it's a single slide that you look at while there's a recording, but it's not like one of my higher level courses where the slides change and there are bullet points throughout the thing. It'll just be a single slide that says what I'm talking about because I recorded it as pure audio. But the reason I have those, very simple. I couldn't get an audio player to play in my membership area when I first started building blueprints. I would love to tell you that there was like a really more complicated advanced answer, but that's the true answer. Every time I tried to get an MP3 player to work inside of my membership area, it failed. Now I probably could because I have a developer and I have a team, but almost everything I did, everything I'm teaching you is something that I built myself on my own first. And only now do I have a team and we're going back through everything and trying to fix it and make it look like what would be amazing if I'd had a massive budget at the beginning. But I one-man banded this business for a very long time. So once you've made your Tripwire gift, something that you would normally sell for, say, $47, but you're willing to give away for free for $7 or $17, you're willing to give that discount of $7 to $17, and you've made that, it has that value, and you can use whatever scale you like. I told you mine. It should be more than your free gift and less than your really expensive programs. That's the best way to describe it. So it should fit right there in the middle, and then you're going to have your Tripwires, which are just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Your Tripwire upsells are going to be a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So the value goes up as people go through your funnel. But initially, you just want to have that first thing in place. So you might just have that $7 offer and you want to start selling it while you build that next offer because you don't want to leave money on the table. That's our core mindset. So then how do you sell it? How do you design the sales page? What I like to do is have, there's a couple of ways to do it. You can say, okay, if the free gift page, the opt-in page was text, then the upsell page should be text. I find, actually for me, it's much easier to create video sales pages than it is to create text pages because text pages you have to format and jazz them up, make it look beautiful. Whereas if I can record a video in 10 or 20 minutes, we can throw it on a page and put a button underneath it. So because it's faster to do, and at this point, I go, hey, you took a free gift. Now you get to see my face. It's a little bit of a word. I say, thank you so much for the free gift. You've just grabbed List Building Turbo, my guide on how to build a list really fast, how you can start getting a lot more email addresses. It includes more advanced stuff of what we've talked about the last 2 episodes. I say, thank you so much for grabbing List Building Turbo. You've taken action, and that's cool. And I like to reward action takers. And so what I'm going to do is give you access to a more advanced course that I call the Email marketing blueprints. Now that you're building a list, you need to know how to turn that list into money, how to write emails in sequences in a way that's easy, manageable, and understandable, and not hard for you. Because writing emails as a business it's a learning process. And I'm going to teach you all of that in my email marketing blueprint. So now you know how to get emails, and I'm going to teach you how to turn emails into money, relationships, and building your audience so that people don't jump ship and so they don't get a bunch of emails that never buy anything. Because you're really here, right? It's for a business. And I'm going to give you all that. Normally, this program's $47. In fact, if you go inside my membership area and you click on the buy button, it will take you to a long, beautiful $47 sales page. If you click that button right now, I'll give it to you for $7. Very simple. And it's real value, right? Absolute value. I don't think I've ever had someone refund who's bought a blueprint for $47 because they're worth it. I make things that are really good. I work really hard. If you know my backstory, for the first 7 years I was in this business, I was a product creator. I made products and partnered with people because I didn't know how to write copy. I didn't know how to put my face on the front of stuff. I just built courses. And then other people would partner with me and they would take anywhere from 50 to 90% of the money. So product creation is my area of excellence. That's why I have so many courses. I love making them. Now what we've done is escalated our relationship. First, we've done a barter. Now you've bought something from me. Now we have a relationship because money is exchanged hands. This is where you go into your upsell. Now for me, I say, you just took an amazing blueprint. Let me give you all of my 5 foundational blueprints. Let me give you 4 more blueprints for $27. I'm going to give you everything you need, what I call my foundational or pillar blueprints, which is email marketing, how to find amazing affiliate offers, how to launch a book, how to launch a podcast, and how to launch a blog so that you can see the 5 pillars of my business. And if you look around my website, you'll notice that that's where I invest most of my time. Those are my pillars of communication: emailing, podcasting, blogging, and writing books, and then promoting affiliate offers. So I'm going to give you the entire foundation of my business. You have one pillar, which is awesome. But if you need the other ones, why not grab them now for $27? They're normally $47 each. So instead of paying $250 approximately, you have $47, and it's a good deal. The next level, if someone says yes to that, I go, okay, great. If they say no to that, you can have a downsell, which goes, you know what? I don't want you to leave. I'll give you all 5 for $17. You can do that. It's an example of a downsell, but I want to teach you the upsell process first. Then I go, okay, that was amazing. Check out this. And this is something I played around with. I have different variations of this where you can do a monthly for lifetime or a flat fee. I say, hey, you know what? I make blueprints all the time. What if you get every blueprint I have and every blueprint I ever make for $47? I've already made these 8 other blueprints. Here's the other 5 that are in development right now, and you get all of them for $47. What you're doing, what I'm doing, is I'm increasing how much the customer spends, but I'm decreasing the price per blueprint. I read a news article this morning. About an hour ago, someone was talking, it was an article about face masks. And this company said, oh, you know what? We have a massive 21 million stockpile of face masks. Hospitals are desperate for more face masks right now. We'll sell them to any hospital that needs them at no profit for $5 a mask. Then this article said, what's interesting is if you go to Home Depot, you can buy a pack of 20 for like $22. So if you buy from Home Depot, it's $1.20 a mask. But if you buy from these guys as a hospital, it's $5 a mask. Thanks for, quote unquote, not charging and making any profit. That's important. So people need to feel like they're getting a better deal, and it needs to be a real better deal. It's not about smoke and mirrors. The hardest thing to do is to be sneaky about your pricing and hope no one notices. Think about this. I'm revealing my entire funnel to you. Why? Because it's hard to not. You could be afraid, oh, what if someone sees something's on sale that they bought a while ago and yada, yada. That's happened like once or twice in my entire career. And what do? I fix it with that person. I make it right. Usually by giving them one of my other courses. I go, hey, you know what? You're right. Let me give you another course or this program that's worth more than the difference between what you paid a month ago and the current discount. I want to sort you out. That happens sometimes. It's just the way it is. But it's a lot easier to be straight up with people and just tell everyone the truth than it is to try to remember what's like secret knowledge and what's not. So once you take the lifetime, then I go, okay, why don't you take my, what do I call it? I think I call it like the Blogging for Dollars bundle. It's like my Words to Profit training, my Video Profit Magic course, my Blogging for Dollars course, and my Blogging Roadmap course. Normally those all sell for $97 to $197 each. So I think if you actually buy all of them at full price, it's $600, it's $147. And boy, when you're going through that takes weeks to go through. It's a lot of content. It's 4 flagship courses, 4 big programs. And it's a logical progression. I go, hey, you have every blueprint I ever built. If you want to go to the next level, if you want my big stuff, I want to hook you up because you've just taken action. I want to reward that. Now, when you do all of this stuff, the beauty is it makes paid ads feasible. If you go through any of my Hydra training or really what I've been teaching since 2020, I'm a big believer in extreme giving. I absolutely like to give away stuff as much as possible. I participate in any type of event I can where I can give away stuff and introduce people to what I create. I do that all day long, but it's not infinitely scalable. Here's what infinitely scalable means. If you can get a Facebook ad to your free gift to work and it's lower than your cost, than your value per customer. So if your cost of acquisition, if it costs you $1 to get a person to join your email list and your average value is $1.05 per subscriber, you make 5 cents every single time someone joins your email list, you can run paid ads suddenly. That's the panacea. And I'm working towards that in my own business. I do run paid ads. You may have seen some of my ads on Facebook or Google, other social media channels. I'm doing that more and more. It's been a really hard journey for me. I've never been great at paid ads, but once your system works, you actually have that as an option. That until that point, it's not. If it takes you 90 days to recover your investment from paid ads, that's a really long time to break even. Most of us don't have that much budget buffer. When paid ads become feasible, you're no longer relying on anyone else for traffic. Now, I teach loads and loads of other traffic methods, and they are all scalable. Paid ads is infinitely scalable. It just means that you can, build your list thousands of people a day instead of dozens. Something really, really big, and it's the next iteration. So what you can create is a tripwire that takes 3 to 4 hours to consume. Behind that is a grouping of tripwires, in which case it's 4 more tripwires. So that's about 16 to 20 hours to consume. And then the one behind that is about 40 hours to consume. And then the larger course is that 147, that's so much more money, right? It's like 20 times more money. So it should be 20 times more value and time to consume. And it will definitely take you more than 1 hour, certainly more than 4 hours. So people see that they're getting value. One of the things that you'll learn as you grow in your business, now I finally have my dream membership site. I finally have the ability to see what you're doing. I don't track it on an individual level, but I do track it on a large scale level because I want to see how many people only watch video 1. I hate that. I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. But the truth is, and the reality is, 80% of people consume less than 1 hour of a course and never come back. So a lot of people will log into your membership site or download your gift or download your training courses, and they'll look and see how big they are. And that's how they'll determine whether or not to refund. So perception is a big part of this. So not only does it need to be big, it needs to look big. And they need to go, okay, I see the value here. I'm not going to get through this right now because I'm going through the first tripwire, but I will get through this eventually. And that's how you prevent yourself from getting refunded, because that's not what you want, right? Like refunds, they don't feel good. I never want someone to feel like they got less than what they paid for. That's a centerpiece that goes back to the original thing I said at the beginning of the previous episode. Anything you give away or sell should be really good. It should be worth more than you're charging. As long as what you're selling or giving away is worth more than what you're charging, this process is easy. That's the secret to writing great copy. That's the secret to putting together great offers. That's the secret to succeeding in this business. Sure, there are people out there who make a ton of money giving away and selling stuff that's not good. But that's not me. I don't know how to do that. And that's hard. And those aren't businesses because they're not sustainable. Any business where you're trying to, quote unquote, not get caught is a non-sustainable business model. And what I want to teach you is how to build a business and how to make real money by designing your first tripwire. And when you do, please share a link below this video so my other visitors and other fans can check out your work and maybe buy one of your products.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Serve No Master. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss another episode. And we'll be back next Tuesday with more tips and tactics on how to escape that rat race. Head over to servenomaster.com/podcasts now for your chance to win a free copy of Jonathan's bestseller, Serve No Master. All you have to do is leave a 5-star review of this podcast. See you Tuesday.
Ready to turn your book into a bestseller? Find out what other authors don't want you to know at servenomaster.com/secrets.